There was a boy in northern Pakistan who made money on the street by putting knives through his arms. He'd walk across burning coals. Crowds paid him. He never flinched, because he genuinely could not feel it. Doctors flew in to study him. He died before they could, on his 14th birthday, jumping off a roof. He thought he'd be fine. He'd always been fine. We treat pain as the enemy. It's the thing we buy pills to delete, the thing we'd remove first if we were redesigning the human body. So let's actually remove it. Not numbness. You keep touch, temperature, pressure, everything. You feel the world exactly as you do now. You just never receive the alarm. Here's the thing people get wrong. Pain isn't damage. Pain is the report of damage. Delete the report, and the damage doesn't stop. It just stops being announced. You don't become invulnerable. You become uninformed. Day 1 goes well. That's the trap. Your body has around 400 pain sensors per square centimeter of skin. And on a normal day, almost all of them are firing quietly at a level you never consciously notice. A shoe that's slightly too tight, sitting at a bad angle, a speck of grit under an eyelid. You correct for hundreds of these an hour without ever deciding to. Pain isn't mostly emergencies. Pain is mostly posture. Take it away and you stop correcting. You sit in one position until the tissue underneath starves of blood. You keep the grit in your eye. In documented cases, this is where it starts. Not with fire or knives, with eyes. Children who can't feel pain scratch their own corneas and keep rubbing, because nothing tells them to stop. Some lose their sight before they lose anything else. Then there's the mouth. When an infant's teeth come in, the standard early sign of this condition, before any diagnosis, is that the child chews through their own tongue and their fingertips, not out of distress, out of curiosity. It's a new sensation, and there is no signal saying stop. Parents describe having to fit dental guards, or in some cases having teeth removed to protect a child from their own mouth. Ashlyn Blocker, in Georgia, was diagnosed as a toddler. Her parents' entire method of childcare became inspection. Check her body every night. Look for what she'd never report. She once ran on a broken ankle for 2 days. She only knew because her mother noticed the swelling. So here's the arithmetic that actually kills people. Appendicitis presents as pain. A fracture presents as pain. A heart attack presents as pain. Internal bleeding, infection, a burst organ. The entire early warning layer of medicine is one signal, and you don't have it. But the slower killer is joints. Walk on an injured knee, and it never rests, so it never repairs. Do that for 15 years, and the joint grinds itself down to nothing. It's called a Charcot joint, and it's routine in these patients. They aren't dying of one dramatic accident. They're dying of 10,000 small ones nobody reported. And this is why the condition is so rare in adults. Not because the mutation is rare, because carrying it to adulthood is. In 2006, a team traced this to a single gene. 3 families, all in northern Pakistan, all related. The gene is called SCN9A. It builds one tiny thing, a sodium channel called NAV 1.7, sitting on the surface of your pain-sensing nerves. When something hurts, that channel opens, sodium rushes in, and the signal fires up your spine. In those families, the gene is broken. The channel never opens. The nerve is perfectly healthy. It's just permanently unable to send. Now here's the part that should stop you. Break the gene the other way, so the channel opens too easily instead of not at all, and you get a different condition. It's known as man on fire syndrome. Sufferers describe a warm room or a pair of socks as unbearable burning. Some can only function submerged in ice water. Same gene, one letter of difference. On one side, a boy who can walk on coals. On the other, people who can't wear shoes. Which tells you something uncomfortable. Pain isn't a fact about the world. It's a setting. And yours was chosen for you. After that paper, Nav 1.7 became one of the most hunted targets in medicine. If you could close that channel chemically, on demand, you'd have a painkiller that isn't an opioid. No addiction, no overdose. Billions have gone into it. It's still one of the hardest problems in pharmacology. Which means the boy on the street in Pakistan, who nobody studied in time, may still end up doing more against human suffering than any of us. So, what if you couldn't feel pain? You wouldn't be stronger. You'd just be the last person in the room to find out you're hurt. Pain isn't the injury. It's the only thing that ever told you to stop.